William and Kate thought long and hard about bringing their children to the funeral. They decided the older kids, 9-year-old George and 7-year-old Charlotte, were mature enough to attend.
Prince William's strained relationship with Queen Camilla is no secret, but no one expected the tension to trickle down to his children who are still so young. A recent report claims Prince George was seen in tears after revealing what Queen Camilla did to Princess Charlotte during a royal event. The moment shocked many and raised serious questions about what truly happened. Was this the result of past issues between Camilla and Prince William? Or did something else trigger the emotional scene between George and his grandmother? Join us as we uncover how Prince George broke down in tears after revealing what Queen Camilla did to Princess Charlotte. Why Prince George breaks in tears. A tense moment between Queen Consort Camilla and Prince George and Princess Charlotte was spotted by a lip reader during a recent royal event. The incident has reportedly left Prince George so upset that he broke down in tears afterward. Royal fans were happy to see the older Wales children attend their great-grandmother's funeral. All eyes were on George, 11, who wore a neat blue suit, and Charlotte, 11, dressed in a black coat and hat with a small horseshoe brooch. Many people praised their good behavior as they got out of the car with their mother, Kate Middleton, the Princess of Wales, and Camilla, who helped guide them. They sat quietly and respectfully during the service. However, as the family was leaving, the two siblings had a small moment that got Camilla's attention. According to lip reader Jeremy Freeman, Prince George seemed to pinch Charlotte. She reacted by looking at him. But it didn't just end there. What happened next left everyone surprised. Camilla noticed the brief altercation between Prince George and Princess Charlotte. She frowned, pointed toward Charlotte, and turned to Kate, quietly instructing her to take charge of the situation. The moment didn't go unnoticed by viewers. On social media, many picked up on the interaction, pointing out what seemed to be a small disagreement between Camilla and Prince William's children. Observers noted that Prince George seemed to break down in tears, possibly because Queen Camilla gave him a sharp look after noticing the moment between him and Princess Charlotte. This quickly caught public attention. However, the twist in this incident lies in how differently people interpreted it. Given Queen Camilla's often scrutinized relationship with Prince William and Princess Catherine, some speculated that this moment revealed her true feelings toward George and Charlotte. But a closer look at past interactions tells a different story. Queen Camilla has consistently shown warmth and affection toward Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis. While Queen Camilla is not their biological grandmother, she has been seen showing affection and interest in them over the years through shared appearances, gestures, and consistent inclusion in family events. Her relationship with Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis has grown slowly and quietly, often outside the spotlight. But across different public moments and small signs, a picture of care and effort begins to form, one that shows a real interest in building warmth with her step-grandchildren. One of the earliest and clearest examples came in 2020 during the launch of Camilla's Reading Room project. As part of her longtime support for children's reading, Camilla released a video talking about how stories help grow imagination and bring people closer. In that message, she spoke about how her grandchildren enjoyed books and how reading with them had become part of her regular routine. She didn't separate her biological grandchildren from her step-grandchildren. Instead, she talked about the group as one, including Prince William's children. The decision to mention reading in the context of Prince George was quiet but meaningful. It showed that she thought about what he liked, noticed his world, and cared about that connection. For someone who entered their lives later, that kind of inclusion mattered. But that's not all. Moments on the royal balcony have also given signs of that bond. During the 2019 Trooping the Color, Prince Louis, then still a toddler, was his usual lively self, waving with both arms and moving around with curiosity. Camilla, standing nearby, shared in the moment with an easy smile. There was no awkward distance, no need to pull away. She leaned in, sometimes glancing over. By 2025, those moments were even clearer. As the royal family gathered again for Trooping the Color, Camilla stood close to Princess Charlotte. At one point, as Charlotte moved on the balcony and looked out at the crowd, Camilla gave a small gesture of support, placing a hand behind her gently. It was small, but showed a comfort level on both sides that suggested they were used to each other. That kind of closeness doesn't happen quickly. Those balcony moments match the royal family's Christmas traditions. Each year the family walks to church on Christmas morning at Sandringham and meets the public waiting on the roads. In both 2019 and 2022, Camilla joined these walks, staying close to Prince George and Princess Charlotte. What stood out was how she acted with them. She stayed with them, part of their group. That feeling became stronger during Queen Elizabeth's Platinum Jubilee in 2022. The event was formal and important, but the mood on the balcony turned light at times, thanks mostly to Prince Louis. His big gestures, funny faces, and moments of boredom became the focus of attention. But Camilla didn't seem annoyed. Instead, she laughed, reacted kindly to his outbursts, and shared amused looks with Catherine and the other children. Standing beside them, she didn't look like someone trying to fit in with a family. She looked like someone who had slowly become part of it. In interviews, Camilla has added to this picture through her words. When speaking to British Vogue in 2023, she talked about the fun and noise of having grandchildren around. Rather than splitting them into his and hers, she said, "our grandchildren." That one word, "our," was important. It showed shared care and equal love. She spoke about reading with the children and playing games, giving just enough detail to show involvement while staying private. Though she didn't name George, Charlotte, or Louis, the way she spoke made it clear they were included. Camilla's presence during Prince George's first Wimbledon visit in 2022 also told part of the story. For George, it was a big public event outside the safety of palace life. Dressed in a suit and sitting between his parents, he was expected to behave like a young royal under full camera view. But among all that, Camilla's actions stood out. Sitting nearby, she looked calm, sometimes turning to look at George with a kind expression. Away from the public eye, Camilla has also tried to keep habits that show inclusion. According to people close to the royals, Camilla always gives gifts to all her grandchildren on birthdays and special occasions. This includes both her own grandchildren and Prince William's children. These gifts are often thoughtful, like books that match what each child likes. Prince George and Princess Charlotte, who both enjoy reading and learning, are said to really like the gifts. Prince George and Princess Charlotte's closeness to Camilla could be seen during King Charles's coronation in May 2023. Prince George had a special role as a page of honor, and so did some of Camilla's grandchildren. The event was full of meaning, but the way the children were placed showed a clear message. The family is united. The pages walked together, did their duties side by side, and stayed as one group the whole time. Camilla's care showed in the way she looked at all the children. She didn't treat her grandchildren any different from William's. The way the day was planned and shown to the public made the children seem like one team, young royals working together. There have also been quiet moments that show a more personal side of their relationship. At smaller royal events, like garden parties, family time at Balmoral, or casual get-togethers, Camilla has often been seen kneeling down to talk to the children face to face. In one photo from a garden party at Buckingham Palace, she's shown speaking gently to Princess Charlotte, with her hand moving as Charlotte listened closely. Out of all the children, Princess Charlotte seems to have a special bond with Camilla because they both love animals. Camilla has always loved horses and dogs, and Charlotte, who also rides horses and loves the family's dogs, shares that interest. During trips to the countryside, especially in Scotland, Charlotte has reportedly spent time with Camilla near the horses and dogs. These quiet moments, though not seen by the public, help build a strong and loving connection between them. But it's not just Queen Camilla who shows affection toward Prince George and Princess Charlotte. King Charles also deeply loves his grandchildren. This remains true even though he hasn't always seen eye to eye with Prince William, particularly on matters related to the monarchy. Still, when it comes to George and Charlotte, the king's love is unmistakable. Let's take a closer look at a few special moments that have caught public attention. Stay tuned. What most people don't know about King Charles and his grandkids. Just like Queen Camilla, King Charles also cares deeply about his grandchildren, but the way he shows it is on a whole different level. Camilla gives warmth in quiet, gentle ways. Charles, on the other hand, uses memories, family history, to build strong bonds. Every action, no matter how small, tells a story of a grandfather who not only loves his grandchildren, but wants to be part of their world. At Sandringham, one of the family's private homes, King Charles built a maze just for Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis. He didn't do it for visitors. He built it for them to enjoy during their summer visits. This wasn't a new idea either. When Charles was a boy, there was a maze in the same spot. It was a favorite place for him, and even though the old maze was removed years ago, he never forgot it, so he brought it back for his grandchildren. He wanted them to have the same fun he once had. This was a gift of memory and love, shared across time. King Charles wanted them to feel what he felt when he was young. This kind of love also shows up in smaller ways. During the summer of 2024, Charles and Charlotte were seen at Wimbledon wearing matching bracelets. They looked like simple handmade friendship bracelets, but for those who noticed, they said a lot. It showed that Charlotte had given him something and he wore it with pride. This wasn't the only time he used clothing to show his love. During events like weddings, hospital visits, and royal meetings, Charles wore a tie with pink and blue dinosaurs on it. It was funny, light, and very unlike most royal outfits, but it meant something. The tie was a gift from his grandchildren, and he wore it often. Even when he returned to work after cancer treatment, he wore that tie again. His love is also seen during public events. On big royal days like Trooping the Color or the Jubilee, he never hides his joy when his grandchildren are near. At his coronation in 2023, George, Charlotte, and Louis had important roles. George helped with the ceremony, and the others joined the family on the palace balcony. But beyond all that, there was one quiet moment the public couldn't stop talking about. Let's take a closer look. Charles was seen smiling at them and even chatting while the crowd watched. In 2025, during the Trooping the Color parade, Prince Louis copied his grandfather's wave. It made everyone laugh, and Charles seemed happy to let the moment last. Reports say he often stays at Windsor several nights a week, just to be closer to them. He doesn't have to, but he chooses to. That shows real care, beyond just being the king. His role as a grandfather also comes through in private family moments. In a BBC film made for his 70th birthday, both William and Camilla shared how much Charles loves reading to the kids. William said his father was great at telling stories, especially from the Harry Potter books. He didn't just read them. He used funny voices and acted out the parts. Camilla said Charles would get tired but still kept going because the children enjoyed it so much. These stories show how involved he is in their daily lives. He doesn't just visit now and then, he plays, reads, and connects. During the 2022 Platinum Jubilee, there was one photo that many people remembered. Prince Louis, still very young, was sitting on Charles's lap on the palace balcony. Louis looked calm and happy. Charles held him gently and smiled. Even though the day was filled with big events and speeches, that moment felt personal and quiet. It reminded people that behind the crown is a grandfather enjoying time with his family. The photo went viral and was shared all over the world. It didn't look staged or planned. It looked real. Among his grandchildren, Charles seems to have a special bond with Prince Louis. People watching the royal events often point out how relaxed Louis is around his grandfather. One reason might be their shared name. When Louis was born, his parents gave him the middle name Arthur. That name is also part of Charles's full name. It's said that Charles asked for it to be included. Arthur is a royal name, but also one that means a lot to Charles. That bond was also seen during a family photo shoot for his 70th birthday in 2018. The pictures showed Charles laughing, holding hands with George, and bouncing Louis in his arms. Photographer Chris Jackson, who took the photos, said that it was the happiest he had ever seen Charles. The smiles were not fake. The kids were having fun, and Charles was right there with them. Other Jubilee moments also showed the bond between Charles and his grandchildren. During the 2024 balcony scene, Charles was seen leaning down to talk to Charlotte while the rest of the family stood still. With Louis, the bond seemed even more open. He often ran up to Charles or sat on his lap, even when cameras were flashing. This wasn't something you see often during royal events. Surprisingly, Charles's love isn't limited to the grandchildren he sees often. He's also tried to stay close to Archie and Lilibet, even though they live far away in the United States. Reports from 2023 and 2024 said that Charles still sends them gifts and cards. On Lilibet's birthday, he sent a special note and present. More than that, people close to him say that he really wants to see them again in person. He has talked about hoping to have them in the UK for Christmas. Some reports even said he was ready to do whatever it takes to make that visit happen. The distance has been hard, and many sources say that Charles feels sad about it. But he hasn't given up. He still wants to build a close bond, even if it's late. Aside from being deeply loved by their grandparents, the children are also being quietly prepared for royal life. But more than just training, what truly surprises people is how aware they already are of who they are, even at such a young age. Their confidence, sense of duty, and public behavior have amazed many who follow the royal family. So what exactly are Prince George and Princess Charlotte doing now? And why is the public so fascinated by their lives? The answers may surprise you. Stay with us as we uncover the side of George and Charlotte that many have never seen. What you didn't know about Prince George and Princess Charlotte. Even at their young age, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis already show that they understand who they are. More importantly, they are being guided to carry that awareness with a sense of responsibility. What they wear, how they behave, and even how they speak is beginning to reflect not only their family's history, but also their own place in it. For Prince George, that guidance has followed a clear pattern, preparing him to lead. As the future king, the expectations around him are different, and so is the way he is being raised. He is often seen at big events not just to be present, but to learn how to handle the attention and understand how things work. At the European Football Championship, he sat between his parents dressed in a suit, reacting to England's win and loss with calm beyond his age. Another time, he joined them at a London pantomime, and though it was a relaxed outing, it was still meant to help him get used to being seen by the public. At home, he is also being grounded with school chores and charity work. His parents are trying to keep a balance between royal life and ordinary life, so he can understand both. That balance was seen clearly in one of George's first personal moments in public. In a short film, he was one of the royal children chosen to ask Sir David Attenborough a question. His voice was quiet but clear. He asked about the environment, a topic close to his grandfather's and father's hearts. That short moment showed that George was not only ready to speak in public, but was also thinking about serious issues. Another example came in July 2023 during a visit to the Royal International Air Tattoo at RAF Fairford. There, George looked like any young boy interested in planes. He wore ear defenders and climbed into cockpits with excitement. But unlike other children, photographers were watching his every move. Still, he acted naturally, showing that he was enjoying himself. While George is being taught to lead and follow his interests, Charlotte's path has taken a different, but just as public shape. From an early age, she became a little star, and her photos often caused strong reactions. People even started talking about the Charlotte effect, a name given to how her outfits sell out very quickly. Experts say that her style could help bring more than £3 billion into the UK economy over her lifetime. This was not just a speculation. When she was 6, Charlotte wore a Rachel Riley floral dress to an event. That same dress sold out online within 12 hours. The same thing happened when she appeared at the Commonwealth Games wearing a navy-striped dress by the same brand, gone in just 24 hours. On her 10th birthday walk, she wore a simple 39-pound S jacket from Jack Pike, and it also sold out fast. And at Wimbledon, her sunglasses made the biggest splash. Once fans saw them, visits to the maker's website jumped by 450%. But Charlotte's life is not just about fashion. Fashion, though, is just one part of her life. Charlotte is said to enjoy horses, gymnastics, music, rugby, and helping in the kitchen. She has even been seen wearing Queen Elizabeth's horseshoe brooch, a small but clear link to her great-grandmother. These interests show that she's growing with both freedom and direction. Her calm nature is also encouraged at school. At Lambrook, she isn't just another student. Teachers say she shows care, especially toward her younger brother. She sets an example without needing to be told. It's the same leadership her mother is known for. Prince Louis, the youngest, has had less time in the public eye, but whenever he appears, people notice. He's still figuring out how to act at formal events, which makes sense given his age. He usually makes headlines for his playful actions during royal events. That idea of learning by example ties the three siblings together. In December 2023, they visited the baby bank in Maidenhead with their mother. There, they helped pack donations for families in need. They folded clothes, sorted items, and filled boxes under Kate's direction. Behind these appearances is a parenting style that mixes royal duties with normal routines. That preparation also happens at home. The children are expected to do simple tasks like tidying their rooms or helping with meals. They are allowed to make mistakes and learn from them. These small moments are teaching them about effort and care, because one day, when they have more serious roles, these early lessons will guide them. All of this shows that the royal children are not just growing up without direction. Do you think Queen Camilla sincerely cherishes Prince William's children, despite her long-standing disagreements with him? What other things do you know about Prince George and Princess Charlotte that make them stand out at their age? Share your opinions with us in the comments section. If you enjoyed the video, like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Also, click the following video on your screen, and you will enjoy it.